Okay, so in this video, we're going to take a look at how the two-dimensional a curve in 2 dimensions is related to a solid in 3 dimensions. Right? So we're going to take a look at 3 figures that are in 2 dimension, and then the type of figure that results by rotating it about an axis to get a 3-dimensional shape. The first one here is this arc, like a half circle, right? So think of just the area between the x-axis and the curve. And I want to rotate it. So here I'm going to first rotate our 3-dimensional space here, and I'm going to rotate it about the x-axis, right? So this just looks like an arc here in 2 dimensions. When I think of the rotation, the resulting surface or solid that you get, as you see here, there you go, is a sphere. And so looking at that here, all right, you could see there the arc there. It starts off as in its 2-dimensional form, being half a circle. I rotate it about an axis. Now I have a 3-dimensional figure, right? And that resulting 3-dimensional figure is a sphere, right? So it does matter what the initial rotating figure is. It results in a different 3-dimensional object, right? So here, let's take a look at another figure here. So let's say, let's say we had this triangle, right? I'm going to rotate this triangle, right, in 2-dimensional space about the x-axis to get a 3-dimensional object here. So when doing that, you see here, now here just the limitations of the command here. Try that one more time. Okay. All right, so the limitations here on the command, as we can see, let me try that one more time here. I'm not happy with what that looks like here. Okay. Okay. All right, so as we can see here, the resulting 3-dimensional object is a cone. Now, the command is a surface, but if you imagine if you were to rotate that whole area in 2 dimensions, you'll get a solid cone here, right? So now you can even here in side profile, you could see, oh, if it was a flat object, it's a triangle, but once rotated to create a figure, a 3-dimensional figure, you see it is in fact a cone. Okay, so we see the connection here between 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. Now let's take a look at one more here. All right, so now let's take a look at this square. All right, so again we have, or rectangle, excuse me. Rectangle here in 2 dimensions, and what is the resulting shape in our 3-dimensional space. Okay, right, and again, just to emphasize here, the command, it's a surface, not a solid, but you can imagine that each one of those the whole two-dimensional object rotated around the axis would give you a full solid figure, in this case a cylinder. Right, so we saw the three resulting curves in two-dimensional space, or polygons in two-dimensional space, the resulting solid that you get in a three-dimensional space.